Alright, hey guys, I hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to make this quick video at the end of the day, Sunday, just to sort of talk about uh, this idea of religion and collectivism that this organic portal personality can't seem to get away from. Now, for reasons that I've discussed in past videos, they need to do this because they don't have their own internal sense of self that's generating a set of morals and generates their own ideas or means of perceiving reality themselves. They need to get it from something external. They also are very rooted in their base nature, so they're looking for mental energy reservation, because thinking about these sorts of things is taxating energy wise on the physical brain in order to hold and suspend thoughts and ideas and play around with them. So they would rather, instead of thinking for themselves and coming up with their own means of generating reality and taking control of it themselves, they would rather have some godlike figure take responsibility off of their shoulders and put their minds in the mental prison, because they want to know through conviction of faith, which is a very base nature, low level emotional response that they get possessed by, because they have no observer to see the emotion and figure out that it doesn't make any logical sense. But nonetheless, the momentum of that drives them forward in confining their mind within the mental prison. So you've got like taking responsibility for yourself onto the institution, and then putting your mind in the mental prison, which in my opinion are the tenets of a religious mindset that these guys, these organic portals, just can't seem to get away from. But they all of them seem to think that the answers come, from these groups or religions or, cults, non-government organizations, political parties, charities. They all seem to think that something is going to save the world from just the random events that happen, random events that definitely had nothing to do with the lifestyle that we're currently living in. So for the very mechanism of them having blind faith in their leaders in order to sort the world out, that through their ignorance and their incapability to just take responsibility into their own hands and create the reality for themselves, they rather let psychopaths do that for them and create the random conditions that are definitely has intent. When you figure out how just basic aspects of the institutions that we all know about work, banking's like a big example of that, with their whole fractional reserve money-based system, just based fiat currency bullshit. Like once they get, they seem to think that, yes, so now all these random events are happening. I don't know why they're happening because of ignorance. I don't even know that I'm the one causing them. Let's just, put faith in another group of people, because that's going to work, because my current faith in my current group, my current masters, I wouldn't say benevolent caretakers, my master school government, they don't seem to be doing a very good job, so we need third parties. But nonetheless, take responsibility off of my shoulders. Nonetheless, let's go back to religion. Hey, it doesn't have to be some monotheistic Abrahamic gods. It's just an idol that people put blind faith into to generate their perception of reality, in my opinion. So the point that I'm getting at here is that the roots of all evil is order following and blind faith in religion, in my opinion. All of the problems we see being caused in the world seems to originate in some way, shape or form from blind faith and just people allowing themselves to be controlled, allowing their um, their realities to be created for them. You know, and it's just pretty dumb in my opinion, because sure, like, we come together and talk about these subjects about organic portals and global events and conspiracy theories, not from the point of view of, you know, at least I don't want to come across as someone that people can trust blindly. I hope to just seed some ideas into people, and I know I don't have the full pitch here. A lot of the content I've made so far has just come off from the top of my head. I guess I just want to have a discussion and uh, you know, kindle some ideas in people's minds so that they can go off and find the truth for themselves and take it from a wide range of resources, and not just me. So we're kind of bound together in this community in a way, but the difference between us or any other cult or religious group, in my opinion, is that we're held together by principles, values and morals, but also people here, they want to know the truth for themselves. They don't want someone to provide them the truth. So I don't expect everyone to agree with everything that I'm saying. You know, I don't have the full picture, like I already said, but hopefully it does create motivation for people to really discover the truth themselves, because that's what gnosis is. It's not like hypothesizing on the existence of truth. It's knowing it. It's direct contact with that God mind that's all unifying. You know, and with these, you see it so much, like with these organic portal types, they think that they can go out on protests to their slave masters in the hope that it actually makes some kind of a difference. But you know, and the kind of things that they protest over are, you know, these petty little knobs and buttons that you can press to just vary certain aspects of the master control system. So they might protest against an increase in taxation for certain product or service. You know, I mean, sure, I guess it's better to have less taxes than more taxes, but it's not very encouraging with regards to the state of slavery in this world and violence against people. That's basically what taxation is. You know, and you know, like, and the protesters obviously they identify with some political group that has the priest figurehead or the god figurehead in the form of, you know, the leaders of these political parties. Yeah, I think any form of collectivism, any form of groupthink, any religion, any cult is what's causing most of the problems in this world. How the heck are we going to get people to think for themselves and have their own individuated minds? I have no idea. I think what I'm getting at here is that we shouldn't also think of ourselves as separate and disconnected from each other, where, you know, I love to learn from other people, mainly because I'm humble enough to say that to myself that I don't have the full picture here, and everyone has a slice of the pie. So this is, I feel like, is a collaborative effort towards the truth for people who actually want to attain gnosis and who don't just want some leader to come and save them, because we're not religious here. Neither are we atheistic, which is just another one of these Ponzi groups I've been talking about. Anyway, the video is coming up to about 10 minutes now, so I just want to, before I sign off here, I just want to mention that there's a Facebook group that's been created by one of the other soul travelers that I subscribe to. If anyone wants to like have a discussion around various deep topics, or just a place for people to support each other, I would highly recommend clicking the link to it. I'm going to leave in the description down below. There's a few questions there in order to weed out the trolls, but I think anyone with a sound mind, with a sound heart too, will be capable of answering them questions. So I'm just going to leave it there for today, and hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and adios people.